Hello all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Marin. Today's video is going to be all about my 2025 goals. So let's go ahead and get into it. So I have divided my goals into 4 categories. That's what I've been doing the last few years, and we're just going to kind of go through them. First, I am going to start off with my reading goals for 2025. I want to read 100 books. That is the goal that I set for myself in 2024. So I'm setting the same goal in 2025. I feel like 100 is a very achievable goal for me, and it still allows me to take some breaks from reading if I need to. So 100 books is going to be my reading goal. It is what I'm going to set on Goodreads as well. I also want to lower my number of unread series throughout the course of the year. So I am starting 2025 with 33 unread series on my list. I did do a video on that in this Bookmas series. I will link it up above if you want to go back and see exactly what series I'm in the middle of. But I just want to end 2025 with a lower amount of series on that list. So I'm starting with 33. I want the number to be lower when I do my recap at the end of 2025. I also want to read 6 classics. I have to make it a point to put that as a goal because otherwise I am not going to be thinking about it. I had a nonfiction goal last year as well, but I've noticed that I am really good about fitting nonfiction in throughout the year. I am not as good about fitting classics in throughout the year, and I have a whole shelf of classics that I want to read. So I'm going to officially put it as a goal again in 2025 and see how many classics I can read this year. Next, I want to continue my Nancy Drew read along, if you will, and I need to read numbers 37 through 48, 1 book per month in 2025. I also want to read at least half of my 2024 book purchases. I went crazy buying books in 2024, and you'll see that come up a little bit later in this video. I don't even know how many books I bought. I've put them in a spreadsheet, but I haven't counted them up. So I'm going to put the number on the screen so you can see. But I want to read at least half of these in 2025, potentially more of them, hopefully more of them, but at least half, because I definitely bought far too many books in 2024 that I did not read. I think I only read maybe 3 or 4 of the books that I purchased last year. It's absolutely insane. So I need to do much better with that. Now we are going to move on into budget/spending goals. And this is where you're going to see mention of the book thing I was just talking about. But first of all, I'm going to set myself a $200 beauty budget for each month. I did that last year. It's very easy to achieve. It allows me to try out some new things, but also be able to repurchase things I run out of. So $200 beauty budget for each month. My next goal has to do with saving money. So I am going to be taking $500 from each of my paychecks for the first 6 months of the year, and I am going to be transferring that into a savings account for a reason that you will see when we get to the next category. I'm also going to limit my purchases from Amazon. Amazon is obviously a very problematic company. We know this, so I want to start limiting my spending on Amazon in general, and I'm only going to allow myself to make 1 purchase per month from Amazon. This will be usually for things that I get for my library space at school, that kind of stuff. So I'm really going to try to limit the amount of personal purchases I'm making on Amazon, but I also am only going to be purchasing once per month from Amazon if I purchase anything at all. It's going to be hard to wean down off of this because Amazon is so easily accessible and it carries so much, and it's so easy to just scroll through and find things. So this one's probably going to be tricky. I'm going to do my darndest to stick to it. I will be doing quarterly goal updates, so we'll see how this one looks at the end of March. Now let's talk about the book purchasing. I am not going to be purchasing any new books in 2025 unless I meet specific criteria. And when I'm talking about criteria, I created a TBR bingo board, which you are looking at on the screen right now. On this bingo board are my priority reads for 2025. It is the first book in some series that I want to read in their entirety this year. They are series finales for other series that I'm wanting to read, and they are the books from my 12 in 2025 list. In order to purchase a book, I am going to have to get a bingo on this board. So each bingo will amount to one new book because I am realistic and I know I'm still going to want to purchase books, but I am going to try to make a shift to ebooks in some cases and not physical books. So we'll again see how that goes. That is one way that I will be able to purchase books. The other one is if I land on the treat your shelf space on my Bookopoly board, then that obviously will also mean that I can purchase another book. So those are the two ways that I am going to be getting new books. Now, caveats to this. I do have some pre-orders that I've already placed for 2025, so those will be coming in throughout the year. And I also am still trying to work through my book of the month credits. I believe I have 3 left now, so those should be done soon. So once those are done, I will be canceling my book of the month subscription. I've not been super pleased with the choices that they've been offering the last year and a half or so. So it's time, this will be kind of the perfect time actually to go ahead and cancel that once I've used those credits up. And then going back to the beauty purchases, I will be continuing on a replacements only no buy for the first 6 months of the year. I did that last year. It went really well. I want to go ahead and do the same in 2025 to try to get some products that I have in my cabinets used up within that time period. Things that are just sitting around getting ignored. So that's the goal, replacements only for necessities and to use down what I've already got. Now let's talk about some personal goals. So the first one is that I really need to be better about going to bed early enough. For me, 10 p.m. is like the perfect bedtime, but I'm not very good at being religious about that. So I'm hoping that I can set a 10 p.m. bedtime because then I can read for a little while in bed as well on my Kindle. So 10 p.m. bedtime, we'll see how it goes. I've tried this before and was a failure. Maybe 2025 is my year. Then I want to move my body at least 4 times a week. And what I mean by this is that maybe moving my body on that day means I get 10,000 steps in. I have a couple of other ways that I want to try to incorporate movement. I have some yoga things that I've done in the past and really enjoyed. I have an infinity hoop that I purchased last year and only used a handful of times because my foot was bothering me so bad that I couldn't really do it. Now that that's fixed, I feel like this is a much more realistic goal, so we will see how things go. I also want to spend less time on YouTube, which I know is funny because here I am filming and putting a video on YouTube, but I watch a lot of YouTube and I need to start using my subscription services and watching down my very long watch lists. So that is going to be a goal, is to spend less time watching YouTube and more time watching and consuming other media. I will also be moving, hopefully within the first 6 months of this year. My mom and my brother have been renovating a house. They completely gutted it and they are slowly renovating it. It is almost finished, and once it is finished, I am moving into it. So I will be moving, hence why I want to be saving money, because I know there's going to be some big ticket items that I'm going to need to purchase once I am in a bigger space. So that is another goal, is to officially move into that house, hopefully within the first 6 months of the year. And another personal goal is that I want to do a better job of staying on top of my medical appointments. I mentioned in a vlog not that long ago that I had to go to the eye doctor. It had been like 4 years since I'd been to the eye doctor. So it's that kind of stuff that I just want to be better about. Dentist, doctor appointments, eye doctor appointments, all that stuff. I want to be better about staying on top of that. So I've set myself a goal to try to encourage me to actually schedule these things and go ahead and attend them. And finally, let's move into the YouTube goals. I am going to make a goal to upload at least 2 videos per week for the most part. In the summer, when I am on summer break, it may drop down to 1 video. I discussed this a little bit more in my channel updates, which I will link up above. But yes, 2 uploads per week for the most part. I would also really like to potentially reach 1,500 subscribers. I am at 1,100 right now, so thank you to everyone who has subscribed and followed me. I got 1,000 subscribers, I believe, in December, which was a big deal. I really was hoping to reach that, but obviously there's only so much I personally can do to encourage that. So thank you again to everyone who has subscribed. And then I do want to try to film some new to me content this year. I don't know what that is going to look like or what that will entail, but I would kind of like to film different types of videos perhaps throughout the year. So we'll see. And there you go. Those are my 2025 goals. Obviously, nothing is like hard and fast. I do tend to have a habit of completing some goals, but not all. So we'll see which ones I manage to complete at the end of the year. Again, I will be doing quarterly check-ins so we can see how things are going. But otherwise, that is all I have for you. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my channel if you would like to see more from me. If you made it to the end of this video and would like to leave me an emoji, go ahead and leave me a star emoji. I kind of think of that as like the new year, so a star emoji would be fine. And otherwise, I will see you in my next video. Bye everyone.